do the new Powerbeats Pro compare to the AirPods 2? And is there a cheaper option?
This is Twit.
A friend of mine recently texted me from an Apple store in Los Angeles to ask if she should buy herself a pair of AirPods. She wanted to know if there was another, less expensive option. No, I said, but I can recommend an even more expensive option. My friends love me. She ended up buying AirPods because apparently her ears are normal. Mine, however, are not. So that's why I prefer the Powerbeats Pro. But you are not me and I am not you, but I am here to help you decide between the Powerbeats Pro and the AirPods 2. Plus, stick around until the end to see an acceptable alternative for less than $25. I've been using the new Powerbeats Pro from Apple for a few weeks and the AirPods 2, also from Apple, for a few months. I rarely use the AirPods, but I use the Powerbeats all the time. I use them at my desk, I use them walking, running, outside, and on the treadmill. I use them for music and podcasts and watching TV and making calls and dancing in my living room. I use them doing yoga and laundry, and they're so comfortable, I never want to take them off. That's the good news. The bad news is they cost $250. I know, that is a ridiculous price if you're not used to paying for Beats headphones. But if you are a fan of Beats, then you've probably grown accustomed to shelling out some dough for headphones and earbuds. Apple bought Beats, the company, in 2014, and although they've innovated since then, the prices have not gotten any lower. If you happen to have been blessed with AirPods 2 shaped ears, then you might be able to dance in your living room with AirPods. But mine have been known to fall out even if I just turn my head too swiftly. You can get the AirPods 2 for as low as $159. That's without the fancy wireless charging case that lets you throw them down on a Qi charger and not have to waste your precious time plugging in a lightning cable. With the wireless charging case, the AirPods 2 cost $200. That's $50 less than the Powerbeats Pro, and the Powerbeats Pro doesn't even have an option for wireless charging. The most significant difference you'll notice right away between these two is the size of the case. The Powerbeats Pro's fat charging case won't fit in standard pockets, so if you don't plan on carrying an extra bag or a purse and you like to travel with your earbuds, the AirPods might be a better choice for you. They easily fit in a pocket, even women's pockets, and while it's super easy to get AirPods in and out of the case, it's just a little bit harder with the Powerbeats Pro. As for the shape of the buds themselves, they might as well be different species. Instead of fitting into your ears with that unattractive AirPods icicle of a microphone hanging below, the Powerbeats Pro fits snugly inside your ear with soft, adjustable ear hooks. Whereas the AirPods just pop directly into your ears, it takes a few seconds to properly position the Powerbeats Pro. But I think it's worth it. The Powerbeats Pro are also a lot more comfortable than AirPods. In addition to the fact that they stay in my ears when I'm exercising and the AirPods do not, the Powerbeats Pro just feel better for more extended periods. According to sources, Apple tested over 20 different prototypes of this little bugger before landing on a form factor that fits most ears. The Powerbeats Pro comes with standard rubber ear tips as well as 3 different replacements of different shape and size, depending on the shape of your ear and how much you want to isolate the noise around you by sealing in the ear canal. I found the smallest tips work best for me in terms of fit and sound. The AirPods either fit in your ear or they don't. As for color, you can get any color AirPod you want as long as the color you want is white. I've always wondered why Apple hasn't come out with different colored AirPods, but it's still just white or nothing. Eventually, you'll be able to buy Powerbeats Pro in ivory, moss, or navy, but as of this recording, they only come in black. What about what's inside? Both the Powerbeats Pro and the AirPods 2 are completely wireless Bluetooth earbuds built with Apple's H1 chip. But because of that H1 chip, the Powerbeats and the AirPods 2 both pair equally smoothly to your iPhone, your Mac, your iPad, your Apple Watch, and your Apple TV. And they stay paired when you wander around the house. They both include an excellent microphone for making calls, and they both offer hands-free control with Hey Siri. You can easily see how much battery life you have left by checking the widget on your iPhone, or you can just ask Siri. The Powerbeats Pro offers 9 hours of listening time, whereas the AirPods only offer you 5 hours. The Powerbeats Pro promise sweat and water resistance. Now, I know people who've put their AirPods through the washing machine and they still work fine, and lots of people have been sweating all over their AirPods for a while with no problems. Still, AirPods are not marketed for that like the Powerbeats are. I wore my Powerbeats Pro walking in the rain and I experienced no issues. Both the AirPods and the Powerbeats Pro contain sensors that let you stop and start your audio by removing the earbud from your ear or returning it to your ear. But the Powerbeats Pro also has manual buttons. There's a stop-start button on each bud and mirrored volume controls. You can also long press the B button to decline a phone call. To turn the volume up or down on the AirPods, you have to use Hey Siri. You can double tap to access other controls like starting, stopping, or moving forward or backward between tracks. The AirPods let you customize the double tap, whereas you're stuck with the controls that the Powerbeats Pro offers for you. If you don't like the automatic ear detection that turns sound off and on when you take your earbuds out and put them back in, you can turn this feature off for both the AirPods and the Powerbeats Pro in your Bluetooth settings on your phone. If you exercise with Bluetooth headphones or earbuds, you've probably at least once had that experience of getting everything together for your workout, only to find that your earbuds have no battery life left in them. If you're anything like me, then you might have seen this as a really good excuse not to exercise that day, because God forbid we be left alone with our own thoughts when we run. Both the Powerbeats Pro and the AirPods 2 have a lithium-ion battery that you recharge in the case. If you charge them for about 5 minutes, you can get an hour of playback, so no more excuses for bagging your workout. Both cases will charge with any lightning cable, but only the AirPods have the option for a wireless charging case. Both earbuds come with a charging cable, but the Powerbeats Pro charging cable is black. Both the Powerbeats Pro and the AirPods work great with iOS, watchOS, macOS, and even tvOS. I've been regularly switching back and forth between using them with my Apple TV, my MacBook, my iPad, my iPhone, my Apple Watch, and it's pretty seamless with the AirPods 2 and the Powerbeats Pro. You can also use them with Android. Both have buttons on their case that you press and then pair them in your Bluetooth settings. Let's talk about performance. In terms of pairing and staying connected, the Powerbeats Pro work just as well as my AirPods 2. The battery life for Powerbeats Pro is slightly longer, and I think they sound better too. The audio range for the Powerbeats Pro is wider, especially when you're listening to something with a lot of bass, and you can definitely tell the difference if you compare the sound directly with the AirPods 2. The dynamic range on the Powerbeats Pro is great for watching TV. If you listen in crowded areas, Powerbeats are also better at noise isolation because they fit so snugly into your ears, whereas the AirPods just sit on your ears. Now, I'm not an audiophile, and I'm certainly not claiming that either of these are the best headphones for sound out there, but in terms of workout earbuds, the Powerbeats Pro are the best I've ever tried, and I've easily tried more than a dozen in my life. I get that the $250 Powerbeats Pro and the $160 AirPods 2 might not be in everyone's budget, so if you're interested in a decent pair of Bluetooth buds that won't break the bank, I suggest the Anker SoundBuds Slim. They're not completely wireless, and they won't pair as easily with your Apple devices, but the sound is decent, albeit a bit tinny. They attach with magnets around your neck. The battery life is 7 hours, and they only cost $22. If you're looking for a less expensive alternative, I do not suggest just randomly choosing the cheapest Chinese knockoff on Amazon. Go with a trusted brand like Anker. They also sell over-the-ear Bluetooth buds. If they fit in your ears and you like the style, the AirPods 2 are fine. But if you want to treat yourself to a great sounding, easy-to-use pair of workout headphones, I highly recommend the Powerbeats Pro.
Keep up with all the hottest tech news and gadgets. Visit twit.tv. There you'll be able to find and subscribe to all our tech shows. Thanks for watching Hands on Tech.